welcome back to a new one, and on this occasion is the SSL Fusion stereo image. If you didn't know, the Fusion, this plugin, is part of a unit called SSL Fusion, and the Fusion is a hardware mix bus processor. So this plugin is best used on a mix bus, but you can actually, you can really use it anywhere. Let's talk about the controls first, and then we will use it on a couple of tracks. Essentially, what this does, it will boost the site information, and this is why you have the width. You can boost up to 6 dBs of the sites, or you can cut and attenuate the sites by 6 dBs. Control-click to go back to the default values. I'm going to play a track, and I'm going to boost. If you go all the way up, you can really hear the difference, but still, it's subtle. In my opinion, using between 1 and then 4 is just more than enough. When you go over 4, it's just maybe a little bit too much. So what this does, like I said before, it will boost your site information. This is why you have a button that says solo site. If I click it, I can hear what's going on the site, on the sites. So if I boost, or I cut, we attenuate. And since we are boosting and attenuating, we can see the mid-side metering. And this is important because if I remove this solo side, we can see how much we are boosting from the sides. If I go up on this one, we can see that the sides are louder than the original input. Same thing if we cut. If I cut a lot, it goes super narrow, and we can see what's going on right here. This is why, of course, you have the input and the output trim. If you're boosting or cutting, you can compensate. If you're clipping, it will tell you right here. Again, Control or Command to go back to the default value. Now this plugin, which is again an emulation of a hardware unit, gives you something extra, the space and the shuffle. And I'm going to play the track now. I'm going to solo the sides. What the space will do, it will boost or cut, but the low frequencies. So if I boost it, I want you to hear, and of course use headphones or speakers, I want you to hear the low frequencies. Especially the piano. So we can boost, or we can cut. And of course, if we make it wider, this will affect the sides. Now the thing is that right here you have an option. Notice that they are linked, the space and the shuffle. And this one, it has a weird name, shuffle. This one is just a filter. If I go all the way up, and maybe I'm going to boost first. With this one, since this is the filter, we can check or we can find the frequency that we want to boost or cut. And everything below will be boosted or cut it. If you go all the way down, you're just not doing anything, pretty much. It's just the super sub information, but I can go up and just target and boost, the low information. Or just make it narrow. I just remove it from sides. Now, if I boost, and I'm going to remove the solo sides, I'm going to just bring it in and take it out. I'm going to cut now. So, as you can hear, the difference is very subtle, but this is why you would use a plugin like this, right? If you want more width or something else, well, maybe a different plugin. This one is just for the mix bus, so you need to boost by small amounts. If you want to go crazy, you can a little bit, but that's not the plan with this plugin. Just a tiny little bit, and that's enough. All right, so let's just, and you can notice there, since I'm boosting more. Let's try a different track. Alright, so got a different track right here, same configuration. I'm gonna bring it in and bring it out. Now this one has a lot of lows. So if I boost that, we can really feel it, right? It's too much. So I'm gonna go down this, of course. On this one, I guess I just don't want any space. Just want the width. I can trim it. Let's go again. Alright, let's try a new track. Let's go to something more electronic. Let's say, I'm gonna bring it in. So, on this track, the center information, you know, the bass and everything else, just pretty tight, and it's fine. This one is just a little bit too, I'm doing a little bit too much for my taste. Maybe just, you know, 2 dBs is more than enough. If we solo the sides, it's a lot. We have a lot of information there. We can boost, or maybe we can cut it, right? Just make it less. Maybe more tight. And okay, so I think you get the idea in how to use this plugin. You just pick how much you want to boost from the sides. If you want to boost lower frequencies, you target your shuffle, you boost, or you cut, and then you just, you know, check your output. And that's pretty much it. Like I said before, this is a plugin that you want to use in a subtle way, not go like this. This is too much. Now, why is this just a mix bus deal only? Well, because the hardware unit costs $2,000, and it's a fantastic unit. I used one a few weeks ago. It's just a fantastic unit. And, you know, you can use it on tracks, but the thing is that, you know, since the hardware unit costs $2,000, you need to be a billionaire to own many and then just use it on tracks. And then if you have one, then you will need to process and then bounce, which is not the main idea. Or maybe then if you're using it on a track, you cannot use it on the mix bus. But since this is a plugin, we can use as many instances as we wish. Okay, I've got a tiny sample track, let's say. It's unmixed, pretty dry. And the plan is to use it, you know, on different tracks and just get a little bit more from the sides. That's the plan. So I think maybe a good choice would be to put it on the drums. Just get a little bit more from the sides. So I'm gonna bring it in. I'm gonna just turn on the plugin first. And I'm gonna just solo the sides. That's what we get. Maybe I want a little bit more from this. If I boost the space, maybe I don't want it, so I'm gonna just boost the sides. If I remove it, maybe a little bit more. There you go. Just, a little bit wider. Just a tiny little bit. Let me just bring the ARP. I have an ARP and I have a stab. And since this plugin, what it does, in essence, it will boost the sides. If you have a track that has a lot of information on the sides, like a reverb or chorus or a delay or anything like that, well, this one will help to bring that one up. On this one, if I boost the sides, notice that the track gets a little bit more dense. Since now it's just a little bit more dense, like I said before, you need to check your levels. But yeah, I'm getting more density from the sides. I kind of like that. If I boost, gonna leave it at 0. Like it. So I'm gonna move on to maybe a different instrument. I have this one, and it's the same idea. If I have information from the sides, I want to get it. I just get more dense. I guess in this one I have a lot of mid information, low end information. Maybe I'm gonna cut it down a little bit. Now I'm soloing the tracks because I want to be clear. I want to show you what I'm doing. But usually when you do something like this, you need to check it with the whole track. So I'm gonna select everything. And I'm just gonna remove it and then bring it back. Yeah. If you want to use it on a track, as you can see, you can. Right? So you're not just tied to use it on your mix bus. Now, let me just give you my opinion. So this clearly does what it promises. Will this replace your ozone processing or maybe your box shaper? Well, no, because it's just super simple, it's straight to the point and subtle. If you want to multi-band or be creative, well, yeah, in that case, you will need to go to the ozones and the box shapers of the world. But in my opinion, if you just want a tiny little bit, just to expand it, just expand the sides, just boost the sides, this one, gets the job done. Hopefully you liked this video, and if you did, please like and subscribe. And this channel is supported by viewers only. If you want to buy me a coffee to say thanks and help the channel keep going on, you can. You have links at the description for PayPal, YouTube Thanks, and Patreon.